Reality 这个没笑。
If you don't know, now you know. Welcome back to Hashtag J Podcast. And yes, it's your podcast with all your BL drama recap, react, a few BL man-wise with a dash of few BL animes, a bit of gossip and gossip about your real BL actors with a few BL real couples, giving our unapologetic opinion while splashing a few dashes of light. And yes, we are back with Only Boo episode 9, which aired today. And let me tell you something. I really enjoyed this episode because this episode really had my mind in a place where I truly saw every aspect of a certain argument. Like, I understood where everybody was coming from to where it's just like, I can't really choose a side who's wrong or right because everybody kind of logically makes sense, right? And I kind of like that because I think this is like somewhat a first for me, or I could be wrong, but I feel like this is the first for me. Now, Only Boo, episode 9, is focused on basically Kang and Moo going to Bangkok. We already know that Kang is going to be attending art school in Bangkok, and Moo is pursuing his dream while also attending university, but he's an idol in training, along with Yas and Tay. Now, they're all in Bangkok come this episode 9, and we see certain things starting to bud between Kang and Moo. And I already said Moo gives that power bottom energy. He just needs the green light to go. And I think he's going to run all up and through around circles, many circles around Kang. That's just my opinion. But these two are stepping into new waters with each other as far as cohabitating with each other in the same space. Okay. So they're charting into new territories. And it's quite interesting to get into. So the episode really kicks off with continuation off of Yas confessing to Tay his feelings that he has for him. And it kind of ended with Tay with the real like WTF face, like what's going on. And in this situation, it kind of comes off like Tay is kind of put off by Yas, but he's not. In this situation, Tay is struggling to deal with his feelings towards Yas confessing to him. And I don't think it's as far as him dealing with his feelings as far as him feeling like he's just a friend to Yas. He doesn't like not him not feeling the same way. I think it's the feeling of him reciprocating the same feeling, but he's just not where Yas is, where Yas knows he feels the way he feels about Tay, and he know he's not going crazy. So it was quite interesting, but also a little heartbreaking because this is where you see that there's going to be a shift in their friendship because of his reaction and the fact that he's not really saying much. It makes Yas wonder if Tay is going to start to treat him differently, the fact that he's in love with him. So this really does play a role, especially for Tay. It's not so much Yas because I think to a point, Yas was anticipating the fact that it could be a possibility that Tay would reject his confession, being that Tay is the ideal man for most of the girls in the damn school. So he has a plethora of girlfriends throughout the drama series. So Yas knew it's a chance that Tay may not feel the same way he feels about him because he's the guy. So that's what's going on with these two in the episode. In this scene, this is where Tay is expressing that he's not disgusted by Yas. He's just confused on how he feels about the confession. I think he should have articulated it better, but at the end of the day, it was to him in the context of how Yas confessed to him, I can see where he just didn't know what to say. They were basically having fun as in the graduation. He honestly thought what he wrote in his shirt was a joke at first until Yas cleared it up that he was being serious. So I can understand in that aspect where he was tongue tied, but for the sake of the fact that y'all been friends for a while, you kinda could have came out and just said, "Listen, I appreciate you confessing. At this point, I'm a bit confused on, how I feel and what's going on, so just bear with me." But I think eventually we get to this point, but he has the conversation with someone who's just Cupid's best little trainee, okay? That's what we'll call him. Cupid's best little trainee. Now, I am not gonna lie. When Shun showed up to pick up Kang and Moo to take them back to Bangkok, I was like, oh shit. I'm not gonna lie, I screamed that shit out. Because I was like, damn, Kang doesn't know that Moo and Shun are related, right? But Neff don't know that they're related as well. So to Neff, Shun is somebody from Kang's past that is trying to get back with him, and Kang just think he's a guy that came into town for the business that they work together for. Now, in this aspect, it did get kind of awkward, but you can see where Shun looked defeated because you can see how Moo is towards Kang. But I like how Shun basically clears the air with Kang, and so does Moo. They clarify to him that they already spoke, and Shun is aware that Kang and Moo are together, that they're boyfriends. And basically, Shun now realizes who Kang basically told him he had feelings for and who he already has someone. So it was Moo. But it was awkward. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little bit cringy. This was kind of cringy, because it's like, "Do you try to get with me and I turned you down, but come to find out you the cousin to my boyfriend? So I'm gonna have to see you at family events." You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. That's that's all I'm saying. But it really was a cringy holy shit moment that I had. But the way Moo finessed this, because listen, Moo got the juice. I think from this episode, Moo is definitely gonna be making some magic. I feel it in my bones. I feel it. But we're gonna get back into this recap. Now, like I said, Moo and Kang are going to be headed into new territories with their relationship as far as cohabitating together in the same space. So now they're dropped off at the new condo they're going to be staying at in Bangkok. They meet Moo's mother, which Moo's mother asks Shun to speak to him concerning the relationship between Moo and Kang. And it's nothing as far as the mother wanting them to break up, because of course the mother was super supportive of whoever Moo gets with. But that was before him really having access to pursuing his dream as an idol. Now things are different. He got contracts. He's making moves. So things is a little bit different now. And mommy goes into manager mode. She takes mommy hat off and she puts manager hat on. You know what I'm saying? So she has a little conversation with Shun. But where we see here is after Moo gives Kang a nice little tour, they're in the room and he's just showing him the one bed, the king bed that the both of them will be cohabitating on. And things just starts to happen. And in the midst of those things happening, Kang realized that things were happening to his body, I think looking like preferably the lower region of his body. And as you know, Moo is ready to go anytime, any day, any place. He don't care who's around. Moo is ready. Okay? Moo is ready at any time. So Kang, his heart's pounding. This is overwhelming. And Kang stops it because we know Moo ain't. Moo's not gonna stop anything. So, they separate and Moo is looking like a low-key satisfied, docile little puppy. And we see Kang just trying to calm himself down and come to the realization that he's really attracted to Moo. This is just not no little lighthearted, type of relationship. He's really attracted to Moo and he finds himself wanting to do some things to Moo, these things. Like I said, Kang needed a minute. He needed a beat real quick, to get himself together because things were moving in a fashion that I don't think he's ready for as of yet. And at the end of the day, you got to realize that Kang, to a point, still see Moo as a young, but they're there. It's just, I think it's because honestly, it's the first time for the both of them. And it's a lot. And I wonder if we gonna get a little, depiction of the before and after of the popping of the cherries of the both of them. Because because Kang's reaction and definitely moves efforts and work that he really put in for 8 damn episodes to get this man. You want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. And I hope to God that we actually, get a clip of, before and then the after reaction of it. Because I'm curious. Like I said, moo on the bed like a happy puppy. Like that was just like the time of his life. And everything about Kang, it just satisfies Moo, and he's just fascinated by Kang. And I think to a point that's why Kang loves Moo because Moo really loves him for really who he is and not just visually for his looks and what you logically think he would be is even though he's rude as hell because Kang has moments where he's just rude. Kang is an acquired taste. Even though you see these cute moments with Moo, Moo went through some shit with Kang. But Moo loves all aspects of Kang and he knows how to deal with Kang's negative side. And Moo was introduced to Kang's negative side very early. I think in like episode 2. Episode 1 or 2, the ending of episode 1 and the beginning of 2, he's exposed to it very early to where even his best friend Neff had to check him. All right? Now, here is where we find out what Moo's mother told Shun at the elevator. So basically, we all know that Moo's mother works in the idol industry. And basically, when the mother first met Kang in person, she finds like she already knew who Kang was. And Moo asks his mom, how did she know who Kang was before he even introduced him? And she said she knew who he was by a TikTok video that he posted. I'm assuming it's TikTok because that's the layout of a TikTok video he posted of them doing their little dance. Now, from the video, you wouldn't logically think that these two are in a relationship. That is one. I'm going to point that out because Moo mentions it too at one point, at many points, because yes, from the video, you would not know they're in a relationship. But I get where the mother is coming from. If he is seen hugged up on him and doing the goofy Moo like stuff that he do, people can put two and two together, basically. So I got that aspect of it. But the mother wanted Shun to basically let Moo know that the industry that he's getting into will not be kindly to the fact that he has one, a partner, two, and that his partner is a guy, especially if a lot of his fans are girls. So the mother basically didn't imply for them to break up. She implied for Moo to take the video down, especially while he's going through this contest in an idol trainee, to just take the video down and basically watch what he does in public. Now, this is not the first time Moo heard this. This is actually the second time. The first time he hears it from Neff. Neff tells Kang and MOO before they left, especially when she saw them together and they were celebrating MOO, Yas, and Tay winning and being able to go further in the contest. She told MOO that he has to be careful on how he treats Kang and what he posts on social media. And he rebutted it then with Neff, but Kang understood where Neff was coming from. Now, when it comes to this whole aspect, Kang is more understanding than MOO. MOO is very against the idea of hiding Kang because one, you gotta realize, homeboy went hard at the paint to get this man, and you really think he's about to keep it a secret? All the hard work that he went through to get him, he's not about to have this man as a secret. So you understand that aspect, but he explains more further in the episode. But here, Shun is basically trying to explain it to Moo. And when Shun is trying to explain it, you gotta realize that Moo has to take in the fact that Shun is attracted to Kang. So him saying that logically, it sounds like Kang will have a more peaceful relationship with him than he would with Moo. But let's not think like that. Let's not put that negative thought in the air. But I'm just saying that's how I felt. The fire within Moo that stirred this because Shun does not break water or break bread with Moo with this conversation. Moo is said he is hell bent on screaming it to the toppest mountain that he's in love with Kang and that he's with Kang and that Kang's his boyfriend. So he doesn't agree with Shun and go about his business and let Shun know that he's not deleting that video. They still gonna be hearting it up on the TikTok. Okay? So the first night sleeping, Kang was not trying to get up in that bed with Moo. He told Moo he can get in the bed and he'll sleep on the couch. But nevertheless, Moo comes out of the room and he comes into the living room with Kang and worms his way of laying on the couch with Kang. And I don't even know why Kang played in Moo's face. And Moo's like, I don't know why you playing in my face because we're going to be sleeping together at some point in time in this house tonight. I know you ain't thinking that me and you in the same space is not going to be in the same room, in the same place in that room, cuddled, spooning, like I've been wishing, hoping, and praying to do all 8 seasons, all 8 episodes. I mean, all 8 episodes. So I feel Moo. Like, Kang needs to understand Moo has fought so much to be with you and has gone through a lot. Okay? Nothing, no type of cutesy moment Moo is going to let slide. Him and Kang is going to do it all. But you can understand why Kang does not want to sleep in the same bed as Moo, especially mainly because of what happened when they were making out. He was ready, like Freddie. And it's all new to the both of them. So it's just like, he don't want to chance it. And I think he's at a point where he just know he's going to get to the point where he can't stop himself. And things is just going to have to go down because that's just what it is. Okay? Now, as you can see, things are awkward between Yas and Tay. Like I said before, Tay is just confused on his feelings with Yas. Yas' perception at this point, he kind of think that Tay may be disgusted by his sexual preference and also the fact that he's at the tip of the end of his lust and wants of his sexual preference. So to a point, Yas don't really know how to act around Tay because at this point he's the gay friend and Tay is the straight friend, which is his perception right now. How things happen naturally when you anticipate something, especially when your heart's in it, you just think for the worst. I think in this situation, I think Yas, I'm saying Tay. I think Yas switch in how he acts towards Tay happens because he doesn't want Tay to perceive him as like trying to, basically get with him or flirt with him or do things to insinuate more than their friendship. So to a point, Yas is constantly drawing that line with Tay, basically saying, since you know how I feel about you, how I used to treat you before, I kind of don't feel comfortable doing that because I don't want it to be perceived as me flirting with you or trying to get with you, because that's not the case. So I think that's why they have such a to a level awkwardness at this point right now. As far as from Yas' perspective, we got Tay's perspective so far, but as far as Yas' perspective, I think it's like I don't want to be the way I used to be for it to be perceived differently. The fact that now you know how I feel about you, basically. Now, one thing I want to point out is Jang is low key a diva and he's low key messy. I think this could have been handled a little better. But this is where Kang drops Moo off on his first day at training in the competition, and Jang and the young lady that he works with, as far as like with the contest, the I think she's the one that really calls them with everything. They see Moo hug Kang. Now, Kang doesn't hug Moo back. Kang is basically telling Moo, don't hug me. We're in public. So just like as we're communicating with each other, just, do the bye and go about your business. But Moo insists on, like I said, he doesn't care. At the end of the day, Kang is his boyfriend. So Jang and I want to say his assistant or the young lady he works with, sees Moo hug him. And in the manner of how Moo hugs him, you know that he's Moo's boyfriend. So Jang made it his mission to go into the bathroom right around the time when Kang was in the bathroom. And I think Kang already felt it in the air that this man was going to say something to him, because he knew there was a chance that somebody saw him and Moo just a few seconds ago. Now, in this situation, Jang basically tells Kang that him and Moo need not to do things in public and don't post things because it will look bad, especially since he's soon going to be signing the contract. So it's like Jane kind of saying, listen, we about to sign Moo and we don't need no distractions. But what I do love is, even though they're hearing this, nobody's insinuating for them to break up as of yet, right now. Nobody's insinuating for them to break up. It's more so the insinuation of Moo stop doing the things he do in public and Moo stop posting the things that he posts on social media. But what he posts on social media, like I said, wasn't bad. You would not know that he's his boyfriend unless you've seen them in person. So in this situation, Kang doesn't really particularly feel, I don't think his feelings are hurt that they're asking for him and Moo to not be so public, because you have to remember, Kang is just now coming into his sexuality and him being attracted to Moo. So at the end of the day, even though he doesn't mind other people knowing, them being private about it, he's not against that either. And he loves Moo. And all he worries about is Moo being able to pursue the dream that he knows Moo wants. It was the thing that Moo talked about when they first met each other. So in Kang's mind, he does not want to be the thing that ruins his dream. So he's trying to explain to Moo, listen, I'm okay with being behind the scenes, like he said to him when Neff first brought it up. Neff is the first person to bring up this being a situation if Moo wins this contest, and maybe a situation in the process of him being in this contest. And Kang made it very aware to Moo that he was okay with being a secret then. But things change once this already idle Jang says it to Kang. Because now it's like, okay, I can really hurt my boyfriend from really pursuing his dream. And that's how Kang is taking it. That he being the thing that can snatch Moo's dream away. Now, in this scene, I think Moo kind of sensed that it was a situation between Yas and Tay. and he kind of get an idea that something may have happened, especially when they go through their training. But in this moment when they're sitting down, one of the trainees is just dead staring in Moo's face, like giving him like, I know you, bitch. I know you. Basically saying, I know you, bitch. I know you, bitch. I know your secret. That's how he's really looking at Moo. I'm just gonna be honest with you. That's the face that he gave. So Moo already feel the animosity at the table, and Tay also somewhat picks up him staring and asks Moo, "Do you know him?" And Moo was like, "No, I don't know him, but I know he's been staring at me since we've been sitting here." Now, also, there's like I said, it's like a little hint of, a little possible magic between Jang and Yas, but that's just my opinion. But that's what happened. The Jang and Yas point is just my my own perception of what happens with Yas in this scene. But basically, Moo and Tay realize they got some beef in the trainee situation. They like, we just got here. We don't even know you. How we got problems? But that's truly what happens in this scene. So give you guys context, this is Sis with the issue. So Sis eventually asked at the table if there was going to be clean, fair judging, or will there be a level of nepotism? Now, baby, when he said that, that's when it clicked in my head. Moo, he know who your mama is. That's the problem. At first, I'm thinking, I honestly thought he found Moo attractive. And I was about to say, Kang, you about to have an issue. But once as the scene played and he asked that question, I was like, nah, Moo, you got beef. That's beef. That's that's not someone trying to be your lover. That's someone who's a possible enemy, right? So the assistant of Jane picked up what he was trying to say because at the end of the day, I'm sure they know who Moo mother is. She picked up on it and she clarified it and said, no, there's no nepotism. Like she gave it back to where Sis just had to be quiet and shrug her shoulders and just say okay. Because she didn't realize that every player at that table came to play. They came to play, Sis. They just came to play. And it is what it is. In this scene, this is where Shun comes to Kang to try to see if he can be the one to be the voice of reason for Moo to take their video down. He explains how Moo's mother feels about Moo being more public about their relationship and also pursuing a career as being an idol. And Moo understand, and basically not Moo, but Kang understands where Shun and most importantly where Moo's mother is coming from. You got to understand that Kang really respects his elders, and the fact that now he's hearing it from Moo's cousin, he's hearing it from his cousin that Moo's mother feels that way. Also, he heard it from one of Moo's future employers. So you gotta realize he's getting it all over that. Now it's like, okay, damn. I'm really gonna have to sit his ass down and have him take that video down and chill with how he treats me in public. But you gotta understand that Kang also is in love with Moo. So Moo has a certain way with Kang that nobody else has with him. He makes Kang bend to his will. And Kang is like Mount Everest. He is unmovable. He is literally a mountain, a stone mountain, can't be moved. But for some apparent reason, Moo can move his ass like a chess piece. Okay? And it's just Kang's at a point where he's trying to protect Moo's career, but also trying to be a supportive boyfriend in the way that Moo wants him to be. So I'm gonna be honest with you. Tay was not that great. Everybody else, Moo and Yas did their thing. They ate. But Tay was not at his best at all. And we already know it's because him and Yas is not simpatico. They're off beat. They're not in flow and not in tune with each other. So we already know why Tay is messing up. It's because he doesn't have his other half the way he usually has his other half. But Tay is basically, I'm not gonna lie to you, he's failing. And Moo and Yas is acing everything, but Tay is straight getting C's. He's just barely making it. And it- it's crazy because usually Yas runs to Tay, but you can see that Yas is focused on Yas and Tay has to focus on Tay. And this is new to Tay because Tay is used to failing and Yas being there for him. But on this end, he has to figure it out on his own because Yas has placed them boundaries where we're not going to cross it for you to think that what I'm doing for you can be construed into something else. Okay. So this is where they confront Sis, and because Sis has a bumping problem. She bumped Moo during training. Now she want to bump Tay. Now Tay ready to put the works on Sis. But Sis is like, listen, touch me and you out of here. Touch me and you out of here. So basically, Sis is trying to figure out why Tay is there. What he's basically trying to say, he feels that the fact that these two have well-off backgrounds, so that somebody that knows somebody, especially Moo, being that he sees that him and Moo are friends, that they didn't get in on their own merit. Now, we all know Tay's having an off day because he's missing his other half. He's not simpatico with Yas. And this is the reason why he's messing up, and I need him to get it together. But he can't make these comments about Moo because he's doing what he needs to do because Moo got his heartbeat right next to him. Kang is right there. Him and Kang is in a good place, so Moo's doing his thing. Also, Moo handled this situation like a G. He calmed Tay down. He was able to be a Yas to his Tay. He was able to be a Yas to Tay. And he calmed Tay down. Also made Tay realize, listen, you ain't in the right mind all day anyway. So it was easy for you to be popped off by anything. And that's where Moo wants Tay to explain what's going on and why is he off and why is he not putting his best in this training. But homeboy, make it known to them, like, please to Moo, I know who your mother is. And he basically was telling Tay he sucks and telling him he aced everything. So you may not be here any longer is basically what he was saying to Tay. But he riled Tay up. He ruffled Tay's feathers. I ain't gonna lie. Now in this scene, this is where Moo makes Tay realize that, bro, you got feelings for y'all. And Moo, how he handles it is so funny. It's like to a point he's exhausted with Tay. And he's just like, listen, I done put, like, you can see Moo like in his head mentally saying, listen, do you know how much it took for my homie Yas to confess to you and this is the shit you do? Oh, hell no, bitch. I'm gonna make you realize today. So Moo basically says he to him, can you see yourself living without Yas? He says no. And he asks him, "Do you get jealous when he gets to get close to other people?" Which is true. Remember, Moo and Tay didn't get along, and Tay even more was coming for Moo when he realized that Moo and Yas were forming a friendship. He got jealous off of that. So Moo already kind of knew that Tay had feelings for Yas. I think probably before he realized that Yas had feelings for Tay, because Tay was aggressive towards him too when he was getting close to Yas. And I think Moo kind of sees how Tay responds or how he reacts when he see Yas interact with Jane. So that's how Moo knew, like, nah. So Moo was like, listen, you need to do something that normally friends wouldn't do. And if you like it, that means you feel the same way. If you don't, that means y'all are just friends. Look at it like that. That will be your deal breaker. That's how you know if you like him, or you just like him as a friend. Moo is just like, fuck it. Is if you do this, you do that. That's just it. Like, it's just like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. What type of advice I give you, but just do that so we can get a clear cut understanding and we can all move on from this. So, in my opinion, hopefully in episode 10, I know in episode 10 We are going to continue off of this moment. This is where we leave Yas and Tay. And remember, I said, Moo said, why don't you do something that friends don't do? And if you like it, that means you feel the same way. If you don't, that means y'all are just friends. And I feel like this is where Tay is going to test out uh, Moo's suggestion to figure out how he really feels about Yas. At this point, him and Yas are traveling a distance to Bangkok to attend the training. So they suggest that they live in a condo, which was put up by the company for them to be able to commute back and forth from the studio and not have to travel a distance. So since it was a third person, but that person had close family that they were staying with, so only left Yas and Tay. And, it's already a little bit awkward because, Yas confessed. So this is when they're trying to, choose what beds they're gonna sleep on. Is one single bed and a bunk bed. And Yas chose the bunk bed, preferably the top. He's in the process of trying to get to the top bed, but he slips, he falls, Tay catches him, and this is where we at right now. So I feel in episode 10, we going to see if Tay kissed a boy and liked it. All right? That's what we're going to see. So this is Moo returning home from his day of training. And this is where Kang basically, cooked Moo his favorite. And basically Kang explains to Moo the conversation he had with Shun. I'm saying June. The conversation he had with Shun and how he agrees with Shun that Moo should take the video down and also chill out with the PDA that he does. And this is where Moo is stubborn like a bull. He's like full on Taurus mode. He's like, listen, baby, I love you and I'm not taking that video down. And he's explaining to Kang there's a reason why he does the things he do and why he's standing 10 toes down with what he's doing regarding their relationship and his career. But it was something about this meeting that it's a side of Moo that we are slowly getting to know because we've seen Moo sad, we've seen Moo happy, but baby, we haven't seen Moo really angry, right? I'm just saying. I think that may be a side we may see in the next couple of episodes. Because that's one side of him we haven't seen yet. But I think people is tap dancing on his nerves, especially when it comes to Kang. But he's not hearing the whole I'm taking the video down and cooling out on yelling to the rooftops that they're in a relationship. So Kang was a fail on trying to convince Moo. I don't know what it's gonna take. What's gonna happen? Not really sure. Now, when I said I told you we haven't seen Moo angry, I think we're kind of getting a little sprinkled, a little quiet before the storm with him because he goes to Shun about him coming to his man about what they spoke about earlier. And he's like, what are you trying to do? Because like I said, Shun's actions is going to be viewed a little differently off of the fact that Moo is aware that Shun was trying to get with Kang before he knew Kang was his man, you know? He comes to Shun and Shun basically tries to make Moo understand the basis of what he was trying to do. The only reason why he went to Kang because he felt like Kang would be the only voice of reason to him. And Moo is just like, no, I'm still going to do me, Poppy. I'm still going to do what I want to do. And in this context, Moo explains to Shun the reason why he's so hell-bent and adamant on not keeping Kang a secret. And basically, Moo explains to Shun that he feel like if he does that, he'll be lying to his future fans, that he's not being honest and he's not being his authentic self. He also feel like it's a form of disrespect towards Kang, being that Kang is his boyfriend, but yet he can't tell people about him, nor show that he exists. So Shun understood where Moo was coming from, which I think he was kind of shocked, Moo being his age, how he could have mustered all those thoughts together. But Shun is just like, okay, we're not saying for you to break up with him. We're just saying don't acknowledge it. And that's when Moo says, isn't not acknowledging it lying in a way? He wants people to know that he's in a relationship with somebody. And that's just point blank, period. But I think MOO is hell bent on taking a stand and being the change in the idol world as far as where this drama is going, because he's trying to stand 10 toes down with him being out in the open. Now, they have been told by 3 different people, okay? And kind of sort of, well, 4. We'll say that Hyun is technically 2 people, him and the mama, and also Neff, and also Jang when it comes to Kang. And at this point now, MOO is just like, I'm fed up. Y'all are really pushing my nerves. And MOO gets in his bag, and MOO decides to pull out a trick. MOO shows how he really feels by posting a video compilation of him devoting his love and undivided love to Kang, and setting up a tripod outside and screaming it from the condo. Now, when Kang first get the notification of the post, Kang calls MOO immediately and tells him, take it down. He's begging for him to take it down, and MOO is like, no, I'm not taking it down. I'ma do me. They done push me to do me. Now you done push me to the point now everybody gonna know we together. Now, I don't know how this is going to transpire because, like we saw in the episode, Jang actually comes to Kang regarding their relationship. And Kang is really a rock in a hard place. He doesn't really know what to do, but he also feel mushy and gushy on the inside that MOO is really in love with him. And I think that does something for Kang. You know what I mean? Like I said, MOO can move Kang's decisions. MOO can make him move. But I mean, I'm looking forward to episode 10. We're teetering on messy. I don't know what's gonna happen because I think low-key Jang is gonna try to bust the moves on Yas. But how you trying to bust the moves on Yas while telling Kang to be quiet about him and MOO, but you ain't quiet about your flirting with Yas? And the person who's picking up is Tay. Tay better get it together or forget it forever, because we don't know how that's going to transpire and how that's going to end. Know what I'm saying? If you guys are not checking out Only Boo, I'll tell you to go check it out. It is a really good Thai BL drama series so far, and I'm looking forward to the ending. If I'm not mistaken, it's about 12 or 13 episodes. This is episode 9, so we're coming close to the ending. And I'm really looking forward to see how it ends. We have a nice little treat for you guys at the end, a nice collage of the wrap up of Only Boo, a few photos. Also, guys, one of my subbies wrote a beautiful fanfic. I think I brought this up in a previous video, but I'm gonna keep reminding you so you guys can head over and show her some love. But her info will be down in the description of this video as well. Go check it out. I also did a recap react on #J Podcast, because that's where you can get the recap and react of Jazz for 2 episodes 1 through 8 on #J Podcast on Spotify. So you can go check that out. I'll have that link below the video as well. Guys, you already know, if you like, love, and enjoy our amazing reaction videos, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to know when we upload new videos. Also, this recap react will definitely be on the podcast as well. So look to see that during the week. If you don't have time to check out the video, you can check it out on the podcast. All right. Be you, be amazing. Most importantly, be safe in these crazy streets. Layers, beautiful people.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me. Hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, hold tight.